Yes, it's wrong. And look, this is the kind of stuff that erodes trust among the American people in our various institutions, including our justice system. There's very clearly a two-tier justice system at play here. And so, look, I think that there should be a law preventing presidents from pardoning individuals where they have a conflict of interest, family members, right? There should be protections to prevent that kind of activity from taking place.
Ana Kasparian continues pissing off the Young Turks audience and Cenk's audience. By the way, comment Chunky Yogurt for the algorithm. It's bad. And in this case, she is talking about the insane leftist hypocrisy when it comes to Joe Biden pardoning his alleged crackhead son, Hunter Biden. It is insane, guys. Make sure you like today's video, comment down below for the algorithm, subscribe, and we'll just get straight into it because it's so good.
Hunter Biden was hired by this Gabriel Popoviciu, who is a Romanian businessman. He was facing prosecution for corruption in Romania. And in 2015, he hired Hunter Biden, who is a lawyer, while his father was vice president, to help fend off charges. That effort was unsuccessful, to your point, Cenk. And in 2016, this Russian businessman was convicted on charges related to a land deal in northern Bucharest. So there are other specific examples that have been provided by the New York Times in their reporting having to do with China, as you referenced, Cenk. I don't know what the truth is, right? This is not really something that has been investigated by prosecutors. But again, I do think that the length of time in which Hunter Biden has now been given cover is too long, and I think could potentially be done on purpose to protect Hunter Biden, if he engaged in any illegal corruption, which...
Yes, just so you guys know, by the way, Hunter Biden was pardoned, not just in typical pardon, which I wasn't surprised that Joe Biden pardoned his son. I'm like, of course, the Democrats are corrupt. Of course, people in politics are corrupt. What's new here? However, it doesn't make it okay. And by the way, Hunter Biden was pardoned up until 2014, which is when he allegedly joined the board of Burisma, like that energy company in Ukraine where he had zero experience, and he was, selling influence peddling selling access to his own father, Biden, to this company, influence peddling, which the Democrats claim to be anti-corruption. They hate all this stuff. Oh my gosh, it's so corrupt and evil, but yet, of course, they do it. And the only crimes that Hunter Biden was actually convicted of was filling out a form for a gun incorrectly and tax fraud. It didn't even go into all of the tax evasion, money laundering, alleged sex crimes, which I know kind of a lot about just from what I know, and I can't even discuss it on this YouTube channel because it's that intense. So how come the pardon wasn't just for those specific convictions? No, it was giving him blanket immunity for the past 10 years. That is unheard of. That's new, to say the least. Ew.
Does happen time to time, believe it or not. Some corruption is still considered illegal in America.
Yeah, I know, because especially the Corrupt Foreign Service Act prevents you from bribing foreign officials, as an example, or them bribing you, because one of Trump's top donors, Sheldon Adelson, had that charge against him, which magically went away with a tiny little fine in that context when Trump got into office. So, but I'm sure the Republicans are livid about that. Are they? No. Oh, yeah. I'm getting news from my non-existent earpiece that they are not livid about that, and I'll come back to that in a second. But so prosecutors, I don't know if they did the right thing or not in unearthing everything they could about Hunter Biden, but I do know that James Comer had all the time in the world to investigate him, and here's how many connections that he found between Joe Biden and Hunter Biden: zero.
Exactly.
He's full of crap. He never found anything. One of our members here, Box on Super Chat, made a good point. So on the gun charge, he said, so I'm pretty pro Second Amendment. I don't like that he pardoned Hunter without fixing the question of the gun form too. That question needs to be changed.
I agree.
This has nothing to do with any substance. If you thought that was bad, you should change that line in the gun form. And I agree. I'm not a gun rights advocate.
Of course you aren't, Chunk. By the way, make sure you comment Chunky Yogurt's expiration date on here. We like to have fun. We like to make fun of Chunky Yogurt and his expiration date. So comment down below what it is. I would say he's been probably expired longer than Joe Biden's been allegedly alive.
I'm probably the opposite. But that line makes no sense. and it should be taken out. But nobody fixes anything that affects the average American. They only do things that affect the very, very elite. Now, finally, to that point, I'm allowed to be outraged by Hunter Biden scams. I'm allowed to know, hey, wait a minute, did it
Why you, not me, bitch?
connect to Joe Biden or not, et cetera. But that's because I'm consistent and principled, whether it's Republicans or Democrats. But if you're saying, if you're a Republican or
I think he's consistently chunky. If you know, you know.
a right winger who's saying Hunter Biden is the worst thing in the world, blah, 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 but then you don't mind that Donald Trump pardoned Roger Stone, Steve Bannon, and Charles Kushner, let alone dozens of other incredibly wealthy people and people connected to Donald Trump that I could tell you about.
Roger Stone did nothing wrong. Okay, he's an icon. Let's fast forward here.
With the Trump administration, he was building a fake wall. He just robbed his own viewers, and his co-conspirators went to jail. And Trump's like, yeah, but he's my guy, and I like that he was robbing people. I pardon him. But if you say, okay, well, but Bannon and Stone, maybe they're crooks, but they're his crooks. Charles Kushner is obviously his son-in-law's dad, Jared Kushner's dad. That crime that Charles Kushner committed was both awful, was a white-collar crime looking to rip other people off, and happened before the Trump administration. It had nothing to do with lawfare, and the guy who convicted him was Chris Christie. So why did you pardon Charles Kushner? Because he's part of the Trump family. So I could be mad and you could be mad about Hunter Biden, but Trump and his allies don't get this fake cry about, oh, I can't believe.
Well, that's why it's unsurprising. Like, it's corrupt, but honestly, if my dad was president and he didn't pardon me, I'd be like, what the heck? Come on. You're the only person that can get me out of this. Yes, it's corrupt, of course. I'm not saying it's correct, but it's the nature of the game. The idea that we think that people in politics are these like morally superior human beings is a joke. Just look at the people in office. It is a joke. We have Kamswala. We have even Trump, who's like, obviously, I'm sure cheated on Melania. Like, I still like him, but still, I can't excuse that behavior. I think all adultery is bad. So we're all human. We all suck. No, it's not shocking that Hunter Biden was pardoned by his own father, the big man, Mr. 10%er over there.
Biden pardoned family members. All right, why'd you pardon Charles Kushner? That giant criminal.
Because he's Jewish, probably.
Oh, right, because he's now part of your criminal family.
Yeah, and in fact, Donald Trump has named him the ambassador of France, which is yeah. Wait, Jared Kushner is going to be the ambassador of France?
That's what I thought.
Oh, I thought it was going to be his dad. Maybe I'm mistaken. Is it his father or is it Jared Kushner?
It's his father?
Get your facts straight, TYT. Come on.
Yeah, it's his father.
Criminal ambassador to France?
Yes.
Oh
yes.
God.
Yes. It's wrong. Christ. And look, this is the kind of stuff that erodes trust.
True. You know what? I will hand that to them. And I think it's a good thing if the American people just have this broken trust for our government. I think that's a beneficial thing. It all started with the Vietnam War when the American government was telling its people that, hey, we're winning this war, but then we saw photos and like proof that actually, no, we were not. And that's when distrust for the American government started. It began, and it's been flourishing ever since that, because as social media and just media in general, people like reporting on what's going on in the government, it's just been sowing distrust with our government, and that's a good thing. We shouldn't have this blind faith in our government. We should have faith in God, not our government. God is our creator, not our government. Obviously, we don't get our rights from the government. We get our rights from God, and it's good that people don't trust our government. That's why I didn't support Hunter Biden being pardoned by his father, but I wasn't surprised. Why is that shocking? Two things can be true at once, guys. You can be against the idea that a president can pardon his own son, which, by the way, like in return or in consequence pardons Joe because he's implicated in these alleged crimes, of course. But you can also at the same time think that it's not shocking. Okay, just because I don't think it's shocking doesn't mean I don't think it's wrong. Got it? I know my audience is smart enough to get that, but a lot of people don't understand that. Anyways, if you made it to the end of the video, thank you guys so much. Please comment an orange heart for the algorithm. It helps boost the video in the algorithm because you guys watched the end. Plus, the comment helps. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.